Okay, we started recording and here you are. First, let's take a look to the absence. Let's go. Today is no. Yeah. Abbas here. Or he's absent. Hello.
He's absent.
Okay. Adil
Absent.
is also absent. Aytaç.
Here.
Good. Hüseyin.
Yeah.
Khadija.
I'm here.
İlgar.
Burada.
Okay. Mecid.
Burada.
Murat.
Burada.
Samir.
Burada.
Zehra.
Burada.
Good. Okay. We can continue our lesson. Last time we talk about prehistorical times. Actually, our history is divided into several parts. We say historical time, or just our time, and prehistorical. Pre means previous, yeah, previous time. Do you understand?
Yeah.
What does it mean when we say prehistorical times and Adil? I don't know if I can. Yeah, I can change. Prehistorical time. Who can say when we start our historical time, yeah, historical era or age, and when we finish our prehistorical time? Who can say? That's our timeline, ladies and gentlemen. Let me see. Let me show you. Let's imagine that is our timeline, and today is 2021, yeah? And before we have some, I don't know, some years. But this 2021 sometimes at the beginning has 0, yeah? Everything starts from 0. It was 0, then the first year, the second year, the third year, and now it's to 2021, and in future there will be, I don't know, 2022, 2023, and so on. Okay, but what is 0? We can say. And if there are any data before 0, we know that after 0 we have something. We start to count from 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and come up to 2021. Then we'll go to 2022, 2023, and so on. What is 0? From what we start to begin our counting? Hmm?
0 is Jesus' birthday.
Mhm. Okay, do you have another ideas?
Before the 0, the number are smaller.
Mm, for example?
For example, uh, for example, uh, before the century 10 is after than before the century 9. The first is the before the century 10, for example.
Actually, I don't understand anything. Let's imagine, for example, I put some date. Today is 2021st year, yeah? 2021. And let's imagine that we have something like this, minus 2021. Is it real or not? Is it normal to have those kind of numbers?
Before our era,
What's this? Now, I mean, is it real to have such numbers in before 0?
yes,
It means that, for example, if we start from the 0 and it passed 2000 years, yeah? And if we go to the past, for example, to 4000 years ago, it means that we pass the 0 and go further to 2000. For example, if I say that something was created or somebody lived, I don't know, 3000 years ago, it means that I go to the past to 2000 year, okay, stopped in 0 and go back 1000 year, for example. Go back to 1 minus 1000. Yeah. Is it real or I am just joking with you?
real.
Mhm, mhm. Okay, and what's the 0? Someone said that 0 is the
Is a year of Jesus' birthday.
mm, is there when Jesus was born. Do you have another idea?
Mhm.
For example, if we go to the internet, go to Google and said, for example, for example, uh, Hijri calendar, yeah, for example, Islamic calendar. we can see that today is, as I understand, 4042. What does it mean? Hmm? Why in my computer is 2021, but in Islamic calendar we have 4042?
Because Muhammad is the youngest,
Mhm.
so he was born these years
Uh,
ago.
you want to say that when we count by Islamic, yeah, by Muslim calendar, we take the Muhammad's birthday, yeah. When we count from the from our calendar, Gregorian, we call it Gregorian calendar. We count from the birthday of Jesus Christ. Yes or no?
Right.
Okay, this is the right answer actually. Very good. I like to hear this because in my last sorry, just a moment. Yeah, because my last my previous class hadn't been able to answer this question. I don't know what was the reason why they were so. I don't know how to say this because it is so simple. It's so primitive things. You may know it. Everybody may know that. What is this and what to do with this? It's a timeline. We get it in our school program. I don't know. Okay, let's continue our lesson. Our last lesson that we start last time. Okay, we stopped in somewhere here. That's beginning of a history of mankind. There are different thoughts how man come to our planet, how he was created. The first idea, actually, um, the first idea uh, is the idea of being created. That the man, or I mean, human, yeah, human was created by someone or something. If we go to the religion theory, I mean, not only Islamic, I mean, the previous religious theories of the previous times, maybe also paganic, we can notice that almost in 99% of all beliefs in our planet, in all beliefs, that it says that we was created by someone or something and created. The ways of creating and I don't know the materials maybe and how we were created. Of course, the variations are there are so many variations. Understand what I want to say? If we go to our culture, I mean Azerbaijani culture, we can notice that as we are Muslims, I mean as our culture is very tied to Muslim culture, we can say that we we've got those idea. The idea goes from the um, Jerusalem, actually, from the Jews. It's a Jews kind of thinking, and maybe they get this knowledge from more those information from more old old cultures as Babylonian, Assyrian, and so on. We'll go to this, and you will notice how the Bible's theory, I mean how the Bible's mythology is tied with ancient Assyrian and ancient Babylonian thoughts and beliefs. You will see the mythology are actually the same. Okay, the first idea is human was created by something or someone. And some believe that said that we were created by several gods. I mean, the gods were in plural. In Muslim Christianity and Jewish traditions, there is only one God, and He was a creator of everything, and of course He was a creator. He is a creator of human in itself. Yeah, someone believe to this theory, but someone don't believe the same because we have no proofs that is truth. Okay, this is the first idea. It's that a human was created. The second idea is a scientific idea that human is a part of nature, and as all other animals and plants, all other biological forms, a human also has its own evolution process. In other words, we can say that actually a human was evoluted from the previous forms, and this is theory of evolution. And if we go and look to the process of evolution, we can see, for example, there were different kind of, I don't know, creatures that was evoluted from one form to other form. But of course, everybody can ask one question: who was the first, actually? What kind of creature was first, and how he was evoluted, or from what he was evoluted? Okay, for example, if we look at this, we can say that I don't know, see the different types of the billions years ago. Actually, it's a very far away from these times. The process of evolution has been the process of evolution actually is very where is it? Okay, let me show you. The process of evolution actually, scientists, the process of evolution is well known for the scientists. As you see, this is a very interesting website. If you want, you can take a look. This is my friend. His name is Stanislav Derbyshevsky. He made a website to show how the process of human evolution was human evolution was actually. We call it anthropogenesis because anthropos means human and genesis means like evolution. Yeah, we have evolution of we know evolution of the most animals, most creatures in our planet. For example, you can go to this site and read books. For example, you see the catalog has the different types of things you can find here. And this is the most interesting thing that human, I mean, you know that we have our species, we have our ancestors, yeah, that we called before. We actually, and we call Homo sapiens sapiens. We were created, I mean, we were evoluted, if we go to that. We were evoluted from approximately 100,000 years ago. Before we have our ancestors, Homo florensis, Homo neanderthalensis, I don't actually, Homo erectus, Homo ergaster, and so on, and as Heidelbergis. And as you see, we have different types. We are actually, they are our ancestors. And if you see that some of them are 6 million, 5 million, 7 million years ago. And if you look at this, you can see that we have some stopped evolution trees. This is our Homo sapiens sapiens. That's our evolution tree. Start from Homo erectus, Homo ergastus. Some of them are stopped, as you see here. Those are the trees of. And what I want to say that we have somewhere 5,000 years ago. For 5,000 years ago. We have neighbors, for example, Homo neanderthalensis. Homo neanderthalis, you see, 28,000 years ago, they were died. They are not our. They are not our ancestors. They are our, I would say, brothers actually, because as like dogs and wolves, they are not the same, but they goes from the same family. They are in the same family, and it's very strange to hear that we have some other type of that are actually the other type of human. That's not a race. That's not a nation. That's they are other type of human. And if we want to marry to them, for example, if I want to marry to Neanderthals, the girl from this type of people, we the chance to have a baby is 1 to 100. Yeah, you know what I want to say. We were a little bit different, and they were the other type of people. For example, in Azerbaijan, in Azık cave, as you know, yeah, everybody knows about this. Hmm? Hello, hello. Do you hear
معلم
me?
معلم
ما أخرج ندين.
Azık mağarası.
Kim o hakta bir şey bilir? Ben bakışı tanıştıklarımı anlayırsınız.
Yeah.
Yeah. In Azık cave, they were found some bones that was yeah, they were found some bones. The bone is belong to so-called the so-called Azık human, Azık man, but actually it was not Homo sapiens. It was not sapiens type of people, type of human. It's a sapiens. Homo sapiens sapiens. This is Homo sapiens, and then we have the other type of human. Yeah, Sinanthropus, Homo heidelbergensis, erectus is our line, and he was Neanderthals, actually the other type of human. He was not our ancestor. You know what I want to say? He is our, for example, if we are, let's just imagine that if we are wolves, they are dogs. And let's imagine that the dogs were died many years ago, and we are wolves. All people in the world are wolves. But in some, in the genes of some people, actually there is some Neanderthals genes in the genes of some people. You know what I want to say? But some people, not in everyone. And this is the first thing. This is very interesting fact, because the reason why they died 28 years, 28,000 years ago. As you see, Homo sapiens, 1,000 years, 100,000 years ago, it was formed, as you see, because as you see, we have the different types of. We evolved from this to this. Yeah, understand? And he was evolved and formed. The finch is forming 100,000 years ago. And if you see, Homo neanderthalensis also was formed 130,000 years ago. And we were neighbors. We were lived next to each other. Just we were living next to each other. And in my opinion, and in the opinion of most scientists, anthropologists, in our opinions, actually, one of the reasons why Homo neanderthals were, I would say, died and in our planet, and we'll never see them. It was the Homo sapiens. I mean, it was our ancestors killing them. Now, what I want to say, our ancestors, Homo sapiens, were killed Homo neanderthalensis, and that's one of the reasons why we can't see them nowadays. This was the second reason. I mean, the second theory of human being. The third theory is I call it semi-scientific. What does it mean? Actually, this is scientific. This is semi-scientific. What does it mean? In other words, first, this is actually in scientific language, it's just myth. For example, the Adam and Eve, Adam ve Havva. Yeah, it's for science. In scientific point of view, it's just a myth. Of creating human, like a myth of Odysseus, or I don't know, myth of Zeus, when Zeus created world, and so on. Like ancient Egypt gods, ancient Egypt myths, they are all just myths. It's not real. It's not scientific. Almost everything that was written in the holy books, like Holy Bible and Holy Quran, the most of these things are myths for the scientists, of course. And I would say in scientific point of view, from the scientific point of view. And what is semi-scientific? Some people thought that, okay, we have some evolution process, but this process was not, how to say, was controlled by some creatures from other planets, or maybe from from other planets, not from the Earth. Yeah, this process was they tied to the main scientific thought, to the main scientific idea of human creating, of human being, or being all creatures in our planet. And they said that yes, the evolution process, of course, uh, they they was an evolution process. It's okay. We agree with them. But this process was not independent actually, and was not chaotic. This process was ruled or controlled uh, with controlled by some creatures, some power that goes from other planets. I mean the alien theory. We call it, in this theory, we call it, just let me remember, we call it the theory of paleo contact. Paleo means something ancient, contact means contact, it's okay. If we go to the internet and type paleo contact, you can see different information from this. They said that, for example, the aliens, the Mexican paleo contact, the aliens in some years ago came to our planet and teach us some teach us everything. For example, metal, how to get metal, how teach us languages, everything. They gave us everything and so on. That's the theory of paleocontact. Of course, why it's semi-scientific? Because the existence of aliens or the other creatures not from our planet is not proved by the classical science. And of course, if they are not proved, I mean, the existence of the aliens are not proved. Of course, uh, the science, those information for the science is just, it's not a myth, but it's not real. I mean, it's a fantasy for the science. Okay, what I want to say, that's the three main ideas, main thoughts, how the major thoughts, major ideas, how human could appear in our planet. Human, understand what I want to say? Do you have any questions? And at the end of the lesson, I will ask you your point of view, your opinion, how people appears in our planet. It's very interesting for me because I think as any of us is human, any of us, I think, in my opinion, it's normal if any of us will ask themselves who we are and from where we came from, mm, and it's what's our origin. It's normal, okay? And let's go far. Let's go on. I mean, uh, before we start our lesson, before we start our main topic, I wanted to tell you about those theories, and I want to tell you about those kind of things. The reason why I want to say is the next. This was not my I'll say willing. Yeah, you know what I want to say. Maybe I believe to the creating. I believe that the human was created by God or by gods or something like that. Or maybe I'm semi-scientific theory. Or maybe the semi-scientific theory is close to me. It was not my choice when I because everything actually starts uh, from choosing the theory. You know what I would say? If I choose the mythology theory, I need to choose the source. Yeah, you know what I say? The source. In Azerbaijani tradition, in Muslim tradition, the source is Quran. It's okay. We know this. In I don't know. In other traditions, for example, in Buddhism or Hinduism, they have their own sources. In African religions, they have their own sources because the myth is something written by someone in the past. I can't create the myth right now as I like. You know what I want to say? If I go to the semi-scientific theory, of course, I'll get something from the science, and the most things that will happen in future. By the story, the most things that I want to explain, I will explain from the semi-scientific point of view. For example, I will not say that the people learn to get fire from themselves. I'll say that some aliens came to our planet and teach some people how to get the fire and how to get the bread, how to get the weeds, and so on. Understand what I want to say? And I need to explain it and prove it. I need to show some proofs, some artifacts of what I want to say, what I'm talking about. I choose scientific. It was not my, and again I said that it was not my choice. That is a choice of science because of, it's a choice of our government and the government of 99% of um, mm, governments in the world. The, all things, all science, all I would say books and so on is on the scientific point of view. That's why we go by this way. And if we go here, we can see that the first human, as we see here, those human, those kind of hominid, we call it hominids because homo means some. It's our name of our species. You know what I was saying? How, like a dog, wolf, and so on. And we call it. All of them are hominids, the creatures that belong, and only Homo sapiens sapiens belongs to this species. You know what I want to say? Only he belongs to this. Ladies and gentlemen, let me show you. Okay, we need to have a break, yeah? Hello?
Actually, I don't know.
Yeah, we need to let's have a break and meet in a couple of minutes, okay?
Okay.